Oh, I miss this place.
Just like that. Home sweet home.
We're just getting home from Panama City. As a lot of you guys know, Arturo, our good friend Arturo, just competed to be the best coffee brewer in all of Panama. And we went to Panama City to go see him and support him, to cheer him on. And now, we're back at our amigo!
Good to see you guys. Hey, good to see you. Welcome home.
Oh, thank you, thank you. So we got a story for the ages.
Oh yeah, okay.
All right.
It's a story of emotion.
Lots of emotion.
And it's about Arturo's coffee competition.
Okay.
What is it? What happened?
Yeah, what happened?
You guys ready?
Yeah.
The story goes something like this. It was the morning of the competition, and Arturo rolls up to our Airbnb with his whole family.
Good morning.
Morning. Today's the day.
Today's the day.
How you feeling?
Excited.
You're snacking on some Pringles to get your appetite off and running?
The road trip snack leftovers.
And not only that, but he has a coffee roaster with him, which weighs 100 pounds.
Yeah. Okay.
He has a 50-pound coffee grinder, water that he took from springs in Boguete,
Yeah.
Whoa.
and just like 6 bags of coffee.
Yeah. His whole preparation of the competition. And so he asked us if he could come to the Airbnb and basically do like a practice round.
It wasn't just one practice round though. It was
like 4.
it was like 8 hours of practice.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? Tell me how you're feeling.
I'm feeling pretty confident, really.
Yeah.
I'm not. I thought it would be like more shaky. Like I don't think like, oh, I got this. Like, so I'm so over these guys. But I just feel like that we've prepared and we've practiced and we've done everything we could do. So the result is gonna be the best it can be.
Nice, just time to compete.
One bean at a time.
One bean at a time.
One bean at a time.
Arturo's competition is in just about 6 hours now, and he's competing to be the best coffee brewer in all of Panama. Now why this is a big deal is Panama is arguably the best coffee growing region in the whole world. Now I know we're a little biased because we just started a Panamanian coffee business, but there's a reason why the majority of the people competing in a coffee World Cup, they use Panamanian coffee. And if Arturo wins this competition today, we're gonna go to the World Cup. And this year, it's in Australia.
For the pre-infusion, also known as the bloom, by an energetic 76 grams pour into each dripper at a time, always in circular motion. As I remove, there are also hints of delicious wild peach, black organic tea, and brown sugar molasses. There for a few seconds before removing the lid. Think of golden grapefruit.
He hadn't decided the coffee that he's gonna use yet. He's been roasting coffee the whole time he's been in Panama City. This is how dedicated this guy is because of the change in elevation, the change in temperature, the change in the amount of days it's been roasted from the day that he's brewing it.
So he had 3 different coffees that were all like a couple days apart. So like one was like roasted 2 days ago, one was 5 days ago, and one was like 7 days ago.
We have a winner. This one's sweeter. So how complex the coffee becomes.
We're going back and forth and picking coffees right now. So Arturo roasted all these like 7 days, 5 days, and 3 days ago, and we're going through and picking the best one. But now he's just so nervous. Not only is it because it's his first time, but Arturo's competing in a way that no one's ever competed before.
So he wanted to do it in like a different way. Because a lot of the people that compete are very like scientific with the way that they're brewing coffee, and it's like
it's all about the numbers, it's all about the coffee, it's all about all the numerical details of the coffee and the flavors of the coffee.
Right.
It's all about the coffee.
Like a laboratory.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
All right.
His is all about the story.
All right.
So he brought in the element of kind of what first introduced him to tasting coffee and guessing like the different notes in the coffee, and it brought him back to when he was a little boy with his grandmother, and his grandmother would bring him a mango juice.
So he's telling a story. Like his whole thing is like, he's like, I'm not just talking about the coffee,
Right.
I'm gonna tell a story, which no one's ever done before. So not only is he like super nervous, that's
But
his
he's-
first time competing, but he's trying to win. He's like, he's taking a huge risk. You ready?
No.
Yes, you are.
Yes, I am.
So ready.
How many cups of
I was
coffee?
born ready.
You're born ready.
How many cups of coffee have you made in your life? A million?
I have no idea.
This is just 3 more.
Just 3 more.
Just 3 more cups.
Just 3 more cups. That's it.
One cup at a time, right there.
1 bean at a time.
You got it.
All right.
You got it.
So I can look at you in the eyes. Okay.
All right, guys, it's showtime.
This is it, baby.
I would say the biggest wild card of this whole thing is, from what I know, Arturo's the only person doing
No,
this.
there's another guy. The one after him.
Arturo's one of the few people doing this in English. Most of the people are doing this in Spanish.
Yeah.
But because the World Cup is in English, he wants to show that he's fluent in English.
Exactly. We're all just like
so nervous.
What was the
All
setting
of
of the
us.
room?
I'm
Was
nervous.
it just like,
It's
was
like
there a big audience? Was it?
Yeah, it's like everyone's standing and it's like
A big square with that, and there's a bunch of cameras on him.
Yeah.
And there's like there's screens up so you can see like the person presenting and
then
like,
your time, because you only have
Okay.
10 minutes to
Okay.
present.
so he starts.
Good afternoon, judges. Thank you for being here today and for allowing me to present this coffee to you. For me, this opportunity is like a dream come true. But first, let me tell you a short story on how this journey began for me. Please, close your eyes for a moment and travel back in time with me to when I was 8 years old, playing with my brother in my grandmother's garden when I grew up. There, we have 2 huge old mango trees that my brother and I climb, living amazing adventures in our imagination. Then, Granny calls us for lunch.
He does the
We
thing,
climb down, wash
and
our
we were all
hands,
crying.
sit down at
It
the
was
table.
like
It was like the most heartfelt, just amazing presentation ever.
And
'Cause,
everyone's
like,
going,
and not only just because of how amazing it was, but I think because we know him and
Yeah.
we know the passion that he has and the story behind it all and the love and just everything about it was just.
but he also started crying during the thing.
He started like choking up because he felt so grateful to even be doing that. So he was just like so moved to even be up there presenting on stage with this opportunity.
It's like giving me the tingles right now.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
But not only that, it's like the
What a
whole.
moment.
He's like talking about his story about being in Venezuela with his brother and his grandmother, and now he's presenting coffee in Panama, and like it's like the whole journey. So he finishes. We're all crying. As I'm walking off, it was weird. As I'm walking down, I looked to the left, and I noticed he didn't pour the coffee into their cups. It was just in the glass still, and then he didn't pour the coffee into their cups like right after that.
No.
And then we didn't know what that meant. Like we went and asked him, and he was like, he'd be like talking about a few things. He was like so focused on everything he did wrong, and we didn't notice he did anything wrong.
Right.
But it was because it was so good.
Everything else was just like perfect.
So we had 3 hours now to wait, and we knew there was like that mistake, but we were like, well, other than that, it was so good.
Yeah.
Did that mean they didn't try his coffee?
No, they were tasting it still.
So they
were
went. So
tasting
they
it.
went over and poured the cups to all the judges.
No, they
The judges ended up, I think, like pouring it themselves, or just
okay.
like
No, they
tasting
tasted it
from
out of the glass.
Okay.
Yeah,
Doing
yeah,
the
yeah.
cupping and
Right.
So but at the end of the day, it's like you're scored. So it's like maybe he would lose a few points.
Sure.
But we thought like, no, like, oh my god, like everything else is just gonna surpass that little
Yeah.
mistake, you know?
Yeah. So we get to the we go to a cafe next door where there's this big party. I mean, it's crazy. It was free alcohol. Everyone was having a blast. The place was packed.
Everyone's dancing. There's music blaring.
And this is where they're gonna announce all the winners.
Yeah.
So they go to announce the winners, and they go from last place to first place.
Okay. How many people were in the competition?
7.
Okay. They
7.
rank all 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they go last first.
En séptimo lugar, representando a Bottle Tip, tenemos Arturo Venegas.
And Arturo's name was first, which was heartbreaking.
Oh my.
And we were all so upset.
It's truly, honestly, for me, this is an eye-opener.
It was his first time doing it.
It was his first
made-
experience.
He made one mistake, which I don't know if that was all of it, but he also went for such a big risk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm gonna go for this.
Go for the gusto.
I'm gonna go for the win.
And he put his heart and soul into it, so he knows.
He put his heart and soul into it, and it was learning up. It was his first time ever doing that, and all these guys had so much experience. And I wish it was ended with a better story, but this is the story.
And then we kind of like internalized it a lot, like over the last couple days, because like after we left, like we were just so bummed and like so upset, and like like confused. We were like, how did he not win? Like we saw some of the other performers and it didn't even compare.
What I'm happy is he went with the coffee that connected with his past, not what people told him to use. He had people like trying to give him all this other coffee, and he's like, no, this is the one that connects with me.
And so, he even brought water from the spring
from Bogota. Here. I've never seen someone try so hard on something, but
what a rock star anyway, you know?
Good for him with all that courage to go up there and just go for it.
Yeah.
But I think like the moral of the story is like taking a risk doesn't always pan out.
And a title and a trophy doesn't define who you are, or
he stuck to his guns.
Exactly.
So I think we got to head down to Buckle Tip now, and we all got to celebrate together with his staff.
Absolutely.
Give him a big hug.
Absolutely.
All right, let's go.
Now I just have to thank God, my family, my beautiful wife, my kids, my friends, my very special friends. Time. In 6 months, we've been in our first Brewers Cup championship. We're #1 in TripAdvisor. The most important thing is that we've made very special friends. You know, like if I hadn't the coffee shop ready, you wouldn't have recommended them to come here. Now we met Mr. and Mrs. Adventure, and you know the list of friends, I know it's just gonna grow up. You see, and sharing this passion and sharing these wonderful experiences is what it's all about. So next year, I'll pour the damn coffees into the coffee.